everybody, this is Havoc, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, this time with the Mortal Empires beta. Today we have a nice 2v2 battle, and this battle gets off right off the bat, so I'm going to go ahead and get right on into it. I am playing as the Wood Elves, my ally is playing as the Lizard Men, we have Orcs, and we have Chaos right off the bat. I have my 4 units of Deepwood Scouts with Swift Silver. Yes, Swift Shiver Shards, excuse me. They, of course, had Vanguard deployed, so they're going to get some hits right off the bat. My second line, I have some Eternal Guard with shields mixed in with some Wildwood Rangers as kind of my secondary line of defense, as my allies have some Saurus Warriors with shields. I am rocking Durthu in all of his majestic treeness, and he will do a lot of good today. And I also have a Branch Wraith, which isn't exactly like the most sturdy unit, but they do have some really cool buffs for our army. Last but not least, I have a couple of Wild Riders with shields, some sort of cav. You know me, I can't not have cav. And lastly, I have 3 units of Hawk Riders. I figured since we were going up against Chaos, having something in the air that could fight them off would be something pretty good. My allies are rocking, again, some Saurus Warriors with shields. They have a Skink Priest of the Heavens. We have a unit of Croxigars. Mazdamundi on his amazing Stegodon. Always good to see him. They have a unit of Pterodon Riders with Fire Leech Bolas. 2 units of Cold One Riders. Some Temple Guards. And over here on the flank, a couple of Skink cohorts mixed in with some Chameleon skins. Again, kind of trying to potentially reinforce this region. The Orcs, they are fielding 3 units of Orc Boar Biggins. And actually, that last one is the Broken Tusk Mob, the Regiment of Renown. We're going to get hit right off the bat with those. Not going to go so well for us. We have some Crimson Killers, the Black Orcs. They're fielding Black Orcs, Orc Biggins across the board. Some Night Goblins, as well as some Orc Boys. Orc Arrow Boys are going to be in the secondary line. A Doom Diver Catapult mixed in with the Hammer of Gork, a couple of ranged units there, and then led by Grimgore Ironhide. Last but certainly not least, over here, the Agents of Chaos are rocking some Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. I do believe, some Chaos Knights. Archaon the Everchosen, and he is on a majestic steed as well. And then they actually are packing some pretty heavy punches here with some Chaos Warriors with great weapons, some Chaos, some Chosen, I think. Aspiring Champions, that's what I'm thinking of. Some Forsaken, and a couple units of Chaos Trolls, Armored Trolls, looking pretty disgusting. And then last but not least, some Chosen with Halberds. I knew they were in here somewhere, as well as a Hell Cannon. This actually goes pretty fast initially. Oh! And then a nice little cheeky surprise by the Orcs. I did forget about these guys. Quite a few units of a Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, along with a Regiment of Renown. Yes, Durkit's Squigs. So as you can see here, we're pretty even up. The enemy does have a few more troops, and we are going to get right on into it. Our archers are going to be able to pummel those guys right off the bat. I should have focus fired more on the Crimson Killers, getting rid of those Black Orcs, but nonetheless, that is a little bit of a good start. Over here, not a great start, as we did get caught by those Orc Boar Biggins as well as the Regiment of Renown. However, my great, awesome, amazing Hawk Riders are going to come over here and really do some damage to this Hell Cannon, kind of knock them out as best as possible. My Wild Riders, they are able to get out of combat, and they're going to go take care of these Doom Diver Catapults, really negating the use of their artillery. I've had to bring in my Wildwood Rangers and my Eternal Guard to take on those Black Orcs, and then I've also detached a couple of units of Spears, knowing I'm going to have to take over those those Orc Boar Biggins. As you can see, we've got some Marauder Horsemen coming in around our flank as well. Trying to move my archers out of the way. I put Skirmish on, and that was kind of a mistake because they do tend to not obey your orders. But we are going to go ahead and get right into the bloody battle here. These Temple Guards are going to take on the right flank. Going to get hit by those Chaos Warriors with great weapons, which I don't think is actually going to help those Temple Guard at all. They're going to be able to get wrecked. A nice little lightning strike over there. Mazdamundi is going to do some pretty solid work today. I'm very excited to see him. Our archers are getting wrecked by the Chaos Knights. Not much I could do. Again, it was a mistake turning those guys onto skirmish mode. The artillery has been completely negated. That's a pretty huge chunk of money to have just suddenly disappear, so that wasn't necessarily the best choice on there, and knowing they would go up against some mobile armies such as the Wood Elves. Over here, the Feral Stegodon, which is one of the units I forgot to mention, he is just kind of chilling. Oh, yes, the Ruination of Cities. rocking it. It does get quite chaotic. Over here, we were able to take on the Orc Boar Biggins. They have a couple of Skeet cohort Saurus Warriors. They're able to kind of flank over there, really hold that line. My Spearmen, my Eternal Guard, I was really actually surprised at how well these Eternal Guard with shields were going to be able to hold off those black orcs for sure. Now that the artillery is done, my Hawk Riders are going to come in and be able to provide some above ground support that really isn't going to get matched. I'm moving my branch rate to kind of get him away from Archaon the Everchosen, but not a whole lot I can do. And Durthu, man, he is a beast. I love Durthu. I've never really played him as much, but especially playing with this battle, I am very excited to play with him again. He is a tank as well as having some wizarding abilities. We just got wrecked by the Skull Fire spell. I can't remember what it's called. And as you can see, I've reformed my archer line, providing a little bit of archer support. But the Chaos Warriors over here, they're just going to kind of swarm. My ally is going to try and potentially hold them off. He got Mazdamundi stuck in there, which isn't necessarily the best idea, considering all of these guys are going to be working really well against large foes. But he is going to go head on against Archaon, and Archaon took a huge chunk of health away from that charge. We're slowly reforming the lines as best as possible. We pretty much have the orcs under control. They've been repelled repeatedly over here. Now we have to worry about Chaos, which is going to be a little bit of a bigger challenge. The Shield of the Old One is actually pretty well dropped here. It's going to shield Mazdamundi fairly well for the time being. And then, of course, the Skink Priest is going to come in. Going to try and tag team Archaon as much as possible. I'm sending in my Hawk Riders to try and just pester the enemy as much as humanly possible. Again, that same nasty spell. It was devastating. I was not paying attention, but now we have this flank secured. We've taken away the Orc Boar Biggins, and we're able to refocus our efforts to pummel the Chaos Warriors. It's still fairly in our favor. We do have the troop advantage, but there's still a little whiles to go for sure. Hammer of Gork, those rock lovers are just over there. Those Lancers are over there as well. He's got a lot of units that they're not bringing in. And we have a little unit of Deepwood Scouts. They got wrecked. Durthu over here, he is taking on the remnants of the secondary line. I tried keeping on engaging him to bring him into the battle. He wasn't super responsive. But as you can see, Mazdamundi, he has taken a massive amount of health. A massive amount of health. Ruination of Cities doing some amazing work, really bringing on the devastation. But the balance of power is tipping again towards in their favor, as we're just kind of attempting to mop up as best as we can. Having Archaon and Grimgor relatively unscathed is causing a lot of issues for us. But as you can see, we are going to be able to hold that line. Those units of Spearmen, our Wildwood Rangers, are going to cause a lot of damage, and they're going to be able to hold that line enough for my archers in the backfield, as well as the Feral Stegodon, to come in and really start causing some havoc. Mazdamundi is just back here. He is very tired. He's trying to recover his health. I don't know if he is all out of health or not. And again, we're really just trying to take on the remnants of these units. Chaos is a very hard unit to take over and officially rout, and those Orc boys are starting to come in, having recovered themselves, as well as those Orc Biggins. The Feral Stegodon is kind of on his last leg. Durthu is in the midst of everything. He is really just causing some damage. Really able to take those guys in the backfield, and got some morale debuffs being hit in the back. There we go. Ruination, or the Shield of the Old Ones, giving us that magic resistance and leadership that we need to really hold the line. Again, I was very surprised at how well my Spearmen held against the units of Chaos and the Orcs alike. Durthu coming in here, really taking in. Oh, that was a good hit. Taking on those Chosen with Halberds, they're not going to do very well against them. My units are out of ammo, so bringing in my Wild Riders, or not my Wild Riders, my Hawk Riders, just to kind of give a little bit more support. As you can see, their morale is steadily decreasing. We still got some time yet, though. As you can see, Chaos is starting to recover yet again, and we're trying to still just reform our lines. I got a unit of Wildwood Rangers just chilling. Just chilling. Deepwood Scouts are starting to focus fire on Grimgor. He has got so much going on. Foe Seeker, stand your ground, and Wog. He is really trying to do his best to hold his ground and change the tide of a battle over here. I don't know where Archaon is. Where are you, my friend? I do not know. There he is. Hello, chum. Oh, that was a devastating charge. Well done, boys. Well done. Though the Hammer of Gork, he is going to come back, and he is going to take a hold of the Goblin Rock Lobber, cause a little bit of damage that wasn't expected. But overall, it's just simply too much. We are routing Grimgore Ironhide. Archaon has routed, and all of his units are going to become demoralized from there. Everything is starting to melt, and we have officially won the battle. Well done. Yes, Pyrrhic victory indeed, but a victory nonetheless. Alright, so as you can see here, we actually did pretty daggone well. Faker, who was my ally, he brought in a lot of really solid units, bringing in and holding down that left flank to take out the units' cav. These Orc-Boar Biggins was super incredibly helpful. Having my Hawk Riders, even though they didn't get a ton of kills, they were able to take out the Hell Cannon, which was immensely helpful, and then using my Wild Riders to take out the Orc. The Orc artillery was something that was especially helpful as well. And again, that's a lot of units. They had several regiments of renown in there, and that's just a lot of money. These guys, all cheap, were very much wasted. They got a lot of kills, but it simply just wasn't enough against my spear wall, etc., etc. And again, a lot of units were wasted here. These guys didn't do a whole lot. Doomdiver catapults aren't that cheap and not worth it, in my opinion, unless you know you're going to be supported. And again, they saw that I was bringing in Wood Elves, so I wouldn't have done that simply because there was no way to really protect them without spending extra resources. Same with the Hell Cannon. Just knowing that I would potentially bring in some fast units just wasn't the best choice. Aspiring Champions, though, even though they didn't get many kills, I do like those troops. These guys just didn't get a whole lot of damage done. The most done by the Chaos Knights, the Marauding Horsemen, as well as the Chaos Trolls. Overall, a very fun battle. I really didn't expect it to go as well as it did, but we got some good kills in. Durthu bringing in 94 kills. Our Wild Riders really taking out those archers in the beginning also helped. Just basically negating any of their support was the advantage that we really gained there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick multiplayer battle. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I do hope you're enjoying multiplayer. I enjoy playing it, and I'm looking to do more of it on the channel in the weeks and months to come. So if you have any combinations, or if you want to see a certain faction played, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll be sure to get on that. Other than that, guys, this is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace.